Alright, and we are live. Hi everybody, today we're going to be doing something a little different. I got on a huge Final Fantasy kick recently, just because of all the, Kingdom Hearts came out, and then Final Fantasy VII Remake's looking great, all the Final Fantasies came to the Switch, but the one that all of them really seem to be, avoiding, and is Final Fantasy 13. Despite everything coming out and all the hype around everything, nobody ever talks about Final Fantasy 13. It was a very, very weird game it was a very weird game for the, that came out on the 360 and PS3. It was the only 7th gen Final Fantasy that wasn't like an MMO or anything, and it's cool and weird at the same time. Let me get my chat working, because chat isn't working for some reason, at least in the video portion of it. Give it a shot again. No, Jay is typing. Hi, Jay. Welcome to the stream. Let me get this working real quick, because it was working literally earlier. But anyway, yeah, So, Final Fantasy 13 is sort of, indicative of everything wrong with the 7th generation, but also while still being everything wrong with the 7th generation, it also manages to all right, now the chat's just gone. Huh. Shoot. Hey Chris, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a while since I've streamed. I'm having a little bit of issues getting the chat to work. So let me get that working real quick. Wow, I'm doing all this live. Motherfucker. Sorry about all of this. This is not how one of these should start. Alright, I'm going to go dead real quick and then come back, see if it fixes it. I'm sorry, I'll be right back. And we're back. Chat is looking different, but I like it, so we're gonna roll with it. So like I said earlier, Final Fantasy 13 is a really weird sort of RPG for being 7th gen, for being a JRPG, especially something like Final Fantasy. It is very, very linear, which is something I think is indicative of most games in the 7th gen. But the way it translates to Final Fantasy creates this super awesome... It creates this really awesome, story-focused world. And the gameplay itself is also very fun, but it is also just that linear, and it doesn't open up for 20 hours, and that's what's that's what's weird about it. So I'm going to be playing it, or I'm gonna be playing it, see how it is. So, because this was actually my first Final Fantasy game. Hello, me Marooney, welcome to the stream. And so, which means this just isn't working for YouTube. That is interesting. Give me a second. I'm sorry to keep doing this. There we go. That's more like it. So, give me one sec. because I figured out the issue. And I'm sorry. There we go. Now it's working. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's now jump into Final Fantasy XIII. I saw an interview for Final Fantasy XIII back in the day, and it was mostly talking about how they wanted to sort of mirror the experience of Final Fantasy VII, and I feel like a lot of this game is Final Fantasy VII. Just, like, our character who's a soldier, who has another mission, trying to take on this big thing, starting with a giant climactic train fight, teaming up with a black guy with guns. That's the sort of thing I mean when I say, like, it's really, really trying hard to be Final Fantasy VII specifically, but I do love the fucking battle system. I hate how it defaults itself. I hate how it defaults itself in the game to auto battle, and you actually need to go and you need to go into the options so that it starts on abilities, so that you can start and you can plan out your turn by yourself. Oh, speaking of streaming issues, I've been dealing with audio problems every time I start streaming. What sucks is I'm streaming tomorrow, so hopefully I figure something out. What is the problem that you're having? Because the most problems that I have is getting the audio to match up. So, like, if, like, trying to make my audio louder than the stream audio, if that makes sense. Or the game audio louder than what I'm saying. That's the issue I tend to have. And right now, like, every problem I have with the game is, like, super indicative off the bat right here. Because like, what's weird is the fact that this is such a linear adventure, and for, like, the first, like, 2 or 3 hours, you don't get any experience or level up in battle, so it literally is just sort of like this. The game gets super fun from what I remember as a kid. It gets super fun from, like, once you have, like, the paradigm shift and everything, but until you get to that, it's like, it's just mash A and defeat every, like, because you're not gaining anything, you're gaining some items. Is this Pokemon Sword? For me, it's mostly balancing the game audio and the mic audio. My problem is wrong mic. For me, it's mostly yeah, what I always say is, when streaming, ask your audience what you sound like compared to the game. Like, right now, is the game too, like, just tell me if the game is too yada yada, is, like, too loud or something. And we have Trent here. Hey, everybody. How you guys doing? And yeah, I've never had, like, Jay said he's never had the drive to finish a Final Fantasy, and I don't blame you. It is very, very, very hard to get into. Especially, like, since this game put its literal worst foot forward by having this, like, battle system where you can't do shit and you gain nothing from it. It's about as pointless as the stuff from Sticker Star. Like, there's, like, getting into battle is a detriment in Sticker Star, but not here. Because at the end of every battle, your health resets. It's a very linear and easy game up until the end. You've played 3, 6, and 9. 3, 6, and 9 are interesting. 3, I think, was the first one that let you choose classes and stuff. Yeah, and the new Final Fantasy VII is... like, that is what I'm excited for. Because it looked like what Final Fantasy 15 was going to be when it was Versus 13. But even then, like, you have to admit, this game looks really good for 2009. Like, I still held, like, this game in high regard until the 360 and, like, PS3 era sort of, like, finally stopped. Because this, like, especially back in the day, this was, like, the pinnacle of graphical technology. A few good, like, if somebody took the time to, like, mod this, I think they could make it look as good as Final Fantasy 15 if they tried. But yeah, the main thing is that this game is so easy. Like, all items sort of affect everybody in the party. There's a literal auto battle button, which is useless and stupid. Like, this thing is just such an enigma, if that makes sense. And it's just like all cutscenes, it's small hallways and cutscenes for like 20 hours. But the characters are so memorable, the world is so cool. Just look at it, and it's pretty. It's pretty as fuck. So, what has everybody been doing with their day?
There's the next one.
Yeah, he does have a bird. He has a little chocobo that lives in his afro. Because this game is just charming. And see, this is like the big... This is the exploration, and usually there is nothing. And this is how fast you walk, always. There's... Like, what was the point of this? Just, like, the... It's just meh. I've never played the sequels to this game. Has anybody played Final Fantasy II or Final Fantasy 13-2 or Lightning Returns? I'm just curious how it is.
Wrapped up and ready.
I'm just throwing grenades at shit because I'm not gaining any experience. This isn't helping me, but I have to fight them because this is a linear hallway and they're in the way.
Just too easy.
And I'm pretty sure he's like Troy Baker. This may have been the... I think. He sounds very Troy Baker-y. See, that sounds very Troy Baker-y. See, I remember loving the story, the characters, the cutscenes, the direction of the game, despite everything, but the one thing that I have a terrible memory of is this kid right here. Hope is such an... He's such an annoying character that doesn't really develop for hours. And like, people hate her, but she's really cool. I find her happy demeanor so funny. In terms of other stuff, you finished the Adam Sandler marathon? Well, at least you're doing Robin Williams. He had, like, his is more of a curve rather than just Adam Sandler's decline. Did you watch Murder Mystery Game? I actually have not. What is that? Oh, Murder Mystery by... That's a movie? Is that the one with Jennifer Aniston? It, like, just came out, right? That's interesting. I might have to give it a watch now. Yeah, I forgot just how much of this game was nothing. Shit. Kept your dad awake. That's... Honestly, a movie keeping a father awake is a hard thing to do. Yeah, this game is a whole lot of just nothing. I understand, I'm starting to understand now why, like, I may be remembering this wrong, but I'm pretty sure this game gets good toward the end of it. But that's the thing, this goes on for, like, 2 hours, and the battle system gets cool in depth and everything, but until then, you just keep mashing A because you can't do much. You don't have any real choice over your abilities because you have no abilities. But, like, story-wise, this is really cool. It's just showing how all of the main cast were forced to be together. It opens up 3/4 through the game, but at that point the game's kind of burned you. Yeah, but, like, I remember that. Like, cause I remember, like, the first 20 hours of this game is just a linear... Also, hi Noah. And hi Sean. Never played a Final Fantasy? I recommend starting with... If you haven't played a Final Fantasy, I recommend starting with either 7 or 15. They're both very different games, but they're both, like, the best parts of, like... 7 is the best part of, like, classic Final Fantasy for me. And 15 is, like, the best of modern Final Fantasy to me. And you can disagree with me all you want, but that's how I feel about it. But, like, this game starts with so much lore, so much world building, and it goes on for, like, 2 hours before it actually picks up. And then 20 hours in, it finally becomes, like, an open world that you would expect of a Final Fantasy game. But at that point, everything... Like, you've been railroaded into... Like, by that point, you've been railroaded into playing a linear game. So when the world opens up, that's what made me stop. You're supposed to play it... Like, you're supposed to go and explore and level up. Because you need to level up to fight the last dungeon. But you've been railroaded the whole time, so you just follow the waypoint as you normally do and ignore the big open world, and there's no way to go back until after you beat the last dungeon. So I went into the last dungeon entirely underleveled, and it's back to being a linear progression again. And like there's no way to grind because you can't go back. So you're just stuck and you can't play it, and that's what made me stop. But I loved the game up until that point. I'm just trying to figure out why. This has sort of been becoming like a video topic that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I'm just gonna I think I'm gonna do it like a stream. I think I'm gonna do it like a stream series of me trying to figure out why I loved Final Fantasy 13. I think that's what I want this to be, just sort of like dissection of why I have fond memories of it, even though this is the game that I'm supposed to hate. And this is something I love. This world is so well built, and it's so cool, and it's so interesting. I remember when this was supposed to be the Fabulous Novella Chronicles. It was supposed to be this, Agito 13, and Versus 13. Agito became Type 0, which eventually only went to Japan before coming here. It was a PSP game, only came out in Japan, then came out in America on the PS4. And then Versus 13 just kept getting delayed until it became Final Fantasy 15, and just sort of took away any reference that it had to these games. And yeah, 13 is essentially one long hallway, but I didn't people said that's a terrible thing, but I don't mind it. Because as long as you're still an engaging game, which I feel that it is, and the story is interesting enough to keep me going, I'm going to do it. I just think, and it just took the Call of Duty or Halo philosophy in level design and being linear. But I think the problem is that it gives you such a gigantic open world toward the end. So when you actually... And, that's it. It's, if you were going to make that gigantic open world, you should have put it for your entire game. But you don't. But they didn't. So, it, comes off as weird, and it breaks the flow of the game that it has. Because this game is paced pretty well, from what I remember. See, this game is, this lore is interesting, and it's easier to follow than most other games. Or not any other game, but, other Final Fantasies, because the other ones just throw you in and then build the world as it needs to, whereas this one sort of has its own world, and the cutscenes just go into explaining it a bit better. The l'Cie, the fal'Cie, all of that stuff is so much fun. I would watch him. This is what Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within should have been over whatever the hell it actually became. And the camera feels like shit. Alright, let's give her the power wristband, because Lightning is sort of... The way I play Lightning is she tends to be my heavy hitter. And then we'll give you more health, because you tend to be my tank. Well, Snow tends to be my tank, but... meh. But like I said, what I find interesting about this game over most other JRPGs, mostly because of the linear nature, is they do, like, what's something I do like because of the linear nature of this is, like, for most JRPGs, at least for me, I keep the party of people that I'm comfortable playing with throughout the game, whereas the linear nature of this game forces you to sort of learn every character, which is pretty cool. I've always found the lore, 13 lore to be harder to digest due to how much is thrown at you early on compared to other Final Fantasies. Yeah, I definitely agree, which is why where is it? I do sort of love this thing, because it is a very deep, like, it's one of those things where you don't have to know every, like, oh, what's a fal'C? You read what fal'Cs are, and yeah, I will fully admit that I had to, when I played this game for the first time growing up, I had to, like, I just spent like half an hour reading all of it to understand whatever the fuck was going on in this game. But like, once you understand it, it's like interesting, but I guess that's like most things like this. And I'm already out of tea, and I just started streaming. But again, there's like a lot of this game that's too easy, so I don't blame everybody for getting hit with this gigantic world, like this gigantic, they just throw every term at you in the series and then expect you to know it all. And with a battle system that starts out this boring and a world this dense that you essentially have to play for like 2 or 3 hours, then I like get why everybody just sort of dropped this. But like, this whole fate is interesting. The character designs are awesome. The world is cool once you understand it. It just needed better games. Like, Lightning gets a lot of shit as a character, but I don't understand why. I always thought she was pretty dope. I do see the she's Cloud comparison, but Cloud is a good character. Well, she's like the emo Cloud that we have now, rather than the Cloud that we have in Final Fantasy VII. But yeah, I don't find, like I said, I don't find Lightning annoying. I find Hope kind of annoying. But, and we don't level up at all, so I can sort of just do this. Yeah, her character development is handled really awesomely. I can't attest to the other 2 Final Fantasy games. I don't think Final Fantasy 13-2 stars her, but I know the third one is Lightning Returns. This might just turn into me playing Final Fantasy XIII a lot. Oh shit, I didn't see my health. I haven't played 10, so I don't know how Titus's character actually is, outside of how he acts in Dissidia, which another great Final Fantasy game that gets no love. The original two Dissidia games on the PSP. The PS4 game is some absolute trash, but them PSP games are fucking great.
Sarah! Time to go. We have to leave before the army. What?
That's a post brand. That girl's on the sea.
I already told you that.
Post the sea are the enemies of Cocoon.
Oof.
So they should die?
See, this is such an interesting world.
Fails her focus, you know how that'll end.
And killing her is a mercy.
But, like, the thing Final Fantasy always forgets is that you don't know these characters at all. But it acts like, oh, you've played 13 games of them with them, so... Yeah, that's what I hear. I've been thinking about picking up the 10-10-2 whole thing, but now I think I think it's coming out on Switch,
You couldn't protect her.
and I think I will buy it on Switch. I want to try it out. I've never played it. Like, as someone who knows this is a really cool scene. Imagine just popping the disc in, playing it for 2 hours, and seeing this super emotional scene. It is weird and awkward and does not work. Because you don't have this connection to the characters. You don't know what the fuck is happening right now. This girl, they just meet this girl. She's floating and she's crystal now. Hi, this is Final Fantasy and we like doing things really pretty.
Sarah! Sarah! She turned crystal. See if you felt her focus. Transform into crystal. Gain eternal life. Just like the stories.
You know what? I think the problem was that this is a game.
Sweet dreams? She's not sleeping. Sarah's...
I think this should have been an anime. I think this would be a great anime.
She's alive.
No.
The legend. Remember the legend. The sea who fulfilled their focus turned to crystal and gained eternal life. It's the same with Sarah. Eternal life. She's not dead. Sarah's my bride to be. I promise.
Real subtle with the crystal motif.
How many years I have to wait.
It's over. Open your eyes and face reality.
Seriously, this game looked way too good for 2009.
I will see. Really mean losing everything?
I am pretty sure that this has a scene on a beach. I remember one. So there might have been a beach episode in here. Flashback scenes count. So Noah, I know that you are sort of my resident, like, you're sort of my resident JRPG knowledge, like, brain. Is Final Fantasy 13 2 and Lightning Returns worth checking out? Or is it just garbage? And you know what? Fuck it. This game's graphics holds up. Like, I'm glad they put it on PC. Because that's the thing that made me want to start playing it again, seeing it on Steam. Haven't played either. Word on the street is XIII 2 improves combat but isn't the best story. I also heard that 13 2 locked out, like, didn't have a proper ending, and the proper ending you had to buy with DLC. That seemed like garbage to me. But, like, this game is beautiful. And, like, I will praise this game's graphics to no end. Because, like, at the time this came out, the best looking game on the market was Halo 3. And to some people, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. So, like, imagine seeing the, like, sort of, like, nowadays jagged and janky models of Halo 3, and then you're put next to this, and, like, even, like, compared to, like, Uncharted, which was also out, this is delightfully beautiful. And it's so, like, whereas every other game was sort of, like, every other game was going for these, like, browns, like Gears of War, Call of Duty, they're all going for, like, these brown palettes, whereas this is, like, it starts with that. Okay, Zaz got it. It, like, starts with that and sort of, like, disarms you, and then it just sort of jumps into, like, this, like, super colorful, beautiful world that is incredible. So it's like, even then, like, just seeing colors in a graphics engine this beautiful was incredible. See, I love Final Fantasy 15 for an entirely different reason than I loved most other Final Fantasy games. Because it is, like, the premise and world is so unique, and it's just sort of like, oh yeah, just go on a road trip with your bros, and everything you've ever known and loved on that road trip just fucking dies. BW Outfitters. I own 3, so I don't need to do anything, because everyone I want to equip shit to is in my party. Perfect.
Sarah's a
I'm sad that 15. I'm sad that they got rid that the director of 15 had to drop it, because like that is a game that I can play like forever. It is so fun. It is so fast, and the story and characters are so great. So like I want to get all the episodes and try them out. I'm still doing the main game right now, so it's going to be a while. And now I'm starting 13, so
It's people who are dying. Sarah told us to save Cocoon. That means this thing needs to die.
if Kingdom Hearts 3 adds Final Fantasy characters, I hope Noctis is in it. I have a feeling they won't. Like, I think Remind is the only bit of DLC that we're gonna get, and it's just looking like it. Like, at least what it looked like at E3. It's just gonna be either a final mix version of the game or just like a 3 or 4 hour side story that'll throw you into the like final battle as those characters. That's the main thing I really hope they don't do. I hope I don't have to replay the entire game to get the extra content at the end, because all of the extra content looks like it's sectioned to the end, and I hate that.
Come on now. You really think you can kill a Falsey?
I'm doing this for Sarah.
I'm in. As long as you don't mind an amateur. I got these things. Might as well use them.
Thanks.
That transition from FMV to gameplay was not nearly as smooth as they thought. And item. I should hit the arms. I didn't realize that was an option. Because this is like the first time where you've actually had to like think strategy in this. Yeah, no, Zaz deserves so much more love because he's so cool. He's like a... Zaz is a wholesome Barrett. Alright, and out of curiosity, what is everybody's opinion on the Final Fantasy VII remake so far out of everything we've seen? Good thing they give you so many potions. God damn it, Snow. See, it's like the first, like, all the fights start getting more complex. Went from not caring much to caring a whole lot after the APTV reveal. Zaz is probably my least favorite of the Deadly Six. Good one. We did it. We killed God. Or a god. What the hell is this trippy shit? I love it. This is, like, see, this is the exact stupid that makes Final Fantasy great to me. Not really into Final Fantasy, honestly, but I can see the hype for the remake. I just love the fact that they're doing, like, like, the new Final Fantasy VII looks like it's its own sort of thing. Like, it's a different artist's interpretation, like, it's a different interpretation of the same story. And that's cool. They're modernizing the gameplay, because I doubt anybody with the exact same sort of turn-based ATB gameplay, I don't think it would have worked. I don't think anybody would be as nearly as enjoyable, because we don't want a graphical remake. We want like a full, like, people have been wanting a full sort of like reimagining. I've actually wanted to play the cute version remake of Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, no. The Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition looks pretty cool. The only thing stopping me from playing it on my phone is the fact that it costs money. But, and like how expensive it is, like on the Wii U, on the Switch, compared to most other games that you would want to try out. And like, especially, it's like $40 on the eShop. But Final Fantasy 15 itself is like $10 at GameStop. So why would you ever play the Pocket Edition? Like, if it, like I said, if it were free or like also $10, then I get it. But it's not. Also, the music in this game is just incredible. Final Fantasy is like one of those games that I get more excited for the score, because it's something I can add to like my commute or something. Like, when they added this to Spotify, I just threw a bunch of the songs on my commute playlist. I just started listening to the soundtrack. It's amazing. Speaking of which, do you think Nintendo's doing decent on mobile? I think they're doing a fine enough job on mobile. Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy, Mario Kart 8, or Mario Kart Tour is straight up, it's straight up just what you expect from a gacha game. But Super Mario Run, I think, was sort of the wrong way to monetize that kind of game. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is the perfect translation of that series to that series. I played some of the Fire Emblem, and it's okay to me. Like, I tend to go back to the Kingdom Hearts gacha game and the 2 Dragon Ball ones. But occasionally I'm trying out Fire Emblem. It's just not my thing. I think that's more like me not liking, I'm not sure why I haven't devoted more time to it. I think it might be because I already have so many phone games I'm playing.
You know, you should ask for something bigger.
Gotta go beat Persona 4. Well, thanks for stopping by, Noah. Enjoy Persona 4. I thought about making a video on Mario Kart Tour when I got into the beta, but I didn't want to get demonetized or get a strike against the account, so I decided to scrap that video.
We'll figure this thing out.
Also, this game is really this game goes full on the anime designs, but it's really weird how young Sarah looks compared to how mature Snow looks, and keep hearing them saying we're getting married. That always freaked me out, even as a kid.
Don't know much about jewelry, but I hope you like it.
This was also the first Troy Baker voice I've ever heard. Right? He is Troy Baker. Let me look that up.
No matter what happens, I'm yours forever.
And it's so cheesy. It's so cheesy.
My one, my only
So cute. Yeah, Snow Villers. It is Troy Baker.
Gotta love these fireworks. They granted my wish.
Your wish.
Before I asked you to marry me, I wish that you would say yes.
You're not supposed to say the wish or it doesn't happen. Which it doesn't happen.
You'll grant mine, too.
What's that?
To have the courage to tell Lightning that I've become a Lassie.
Hey, our engagement is way bigger news.
Yeah, I'm damned to eternal servitude to an enigmatic god.
Be my new sister.
But no, our wedding is more important than you losing your soul, essentially. This is dangerous. Also, this is the exact kind of thing like a PS4 tech demo would be if it were in-engine. But it's not. So it's pretty, but it's super FMV.
Hey, Snow.
So it just makes me like, but this is like the exact kind of thing that like they'll like this kind of scene is what they'll be showing off in like next year at E3 when they show gameplay of on the Scarlet. It's gonna be like, let's run around in fireworks. Let's see how many particle effects we can go and show that it doesn't dip the frame rate. Yeah. Also, this song is delightful. I'm having a great time. I love Final Fantasy XIII. I don't understand the hate for it. I get the hate for it. I don't know what I'm saying. I get the hate for it. It is it's a game you have to commit to, and it will not give you a lot until later. But it is pretty. And it understands how to tell its story in a fun way.
Thank you, Snow.
Do you want to save before the cutscene? Yes. Do you want to save after the cutscene? Yes. So I don't understand why this is FMV too. This game runs on PC on a super smooth, like fun and like great smooth 60. I've not had any problems, which is why the FMVs like stick out like a sore thumb. They're animated at the same frame rate on consoles, but not here, and you can tell how pixely it is, at least on my end. I don't know about on the stream.
Late turn to Crystal? Help me out here. I mean, did the Fal'Cie do this? How in the world did we end up here?
How should I know? We're alive. How?
Sarah! No one survives a fall from that high. Not without a miracle. Sarah saved us!
Sarah? Listen, it's all your fault. She got...
Watch out!
Now we all have superpowers.
It is the power of Lassie. Fal'Cie curses. Lassie.
Who plays Hope? Alright. I don't remember this. You can assign characters... Give me one sec. You can assign characters the most effective roles for any given situation by changing your party's paradigm. This is what I mean when I say this game has a great combat system. It just takes 2.5 hours to fucking get there. You started moving. Camera started moving. Alright, let's go. Each paradigm assigns specific roles to the members of your party. Those roles define the spells and abilities available to a party member, as well as the general behavior in combat. Okay. Now it's all coming back to me. Now I have magic. Now I believe... Yeah, now we're getting... Right? I think now... I forget how the leveling mechanic works.
So we really are to see.
Man, that sucks.
You too.
Right here. Let's stay to the last.
Everybody's lives just suck right now.
I don't even know you. But you have to go attack that thing? Just leave me alone. It's your fault. It's your fault. You could have. All this is your and Sarah's fault. Watch it.
So mean.
Sorry.
Everything's gonna be alright. You'll see. Come on. Off we go.
See, huh? Yep. All kind of team poster.
See, this is beautiful. This whole crystal environment is incredible. Like, imagine playing Halo and then seeing this. Yeah, Vanille is a pretty fun Vanille is a pretty fun. I assume she's the one you're talking about, Vanille. Nobody really likes her because people think she's an annoying character, but she's fun. I love this entire cast. It is such a tragic tragic bunch of circumstances that brought them all together.
Well, that's what you say.
Did you see anything?
Like, the reason this game can look like this in 2009 is because it is so linear.
So this big.
But, like, and that's why I love 15, is that it takes this sort of, like, it ups the graphical, like it has the graphical intensity that in the modern day to what this game had back then, but in a fully explorable open world. Whereas, like, but this game is linear, so it knows, like, it just needs to make the small hallway playable. It can do whatever the hell it wants to everything else without, because it's going to be far away. The crystals remind me of the one Rosalina Ice track from Mario Kart 7. That makes sense. I see it. She's always so delightful. And I think that's why a bunch of people hated her back then. Alright, so 2 Ravengers. There we go. Now I can learn. That's the thing. I've been streaming for an hour now, and I played 2 hours of this game on my own time last night. Or I think I played about an hour of this game. So it takes roughly 2.5 hours to get to the actual... Like, it takes 2.5 hours to get to the actual RPG of this linear RPG. And I think someone told me that this is very... I think I read that this is very similar to how Final Fantasy X handles it. I said similar, not exactly the same. But let's make you a Raven. Let's upgrade your Ravenger shit. Is that it? Is that all we got? That all she wrote? Alright. Let's level up your Sentinel stuff. That's all I got. Alright. I want to level up your stuff as a medic. I forget what Zaz is. See, and also everybody has their own crystals. It's a very pretty game. Yeah, you're mostly good as the Ravenger. And a medic. I'm gonna need to keep you as a medic. And now we have paradigms that we can mess with, which is good. So I want Ravenger. I want all Ravengers, so that way I can stagger a lot of them. Because now is when the combat system gets good. Commando, yeah, I want that. Commando, Ravenger, yep. And that's all she wrote. Yeah, that's all I want her for now.
There's gotta be a way through here somewhere. Let's keep looking. We need to find a way out of here. We can worry about everything else later.
'Cause it's beautiful. I think this game may have developed, like, I have a fascination with crystals. And, like, the way crystals and geodes look. And I 100% think it was this game that sort of did that to me. And let's do it. So, as you could probably tell, it's like the paradigm shift is this sort of class system. And it's why, and it's the thing that makes this game stand out from other Final Fantasies, is the fact that rather than having to be done from a menu, you switch classes and fighting styles on the fly. And you need to readjust your strategy of who you're fighting with, how you're fighting, all on the fly. But the problem is this game is so linear and cuts you out from a majority of the cast for a long time. So, which is good because you need to sort of learn everybody's strengths and weaknesses as the game goes on, rather than relying on one character or group of characters. But also, what does this do? Doubles restorative effect of potions. Someone will want that. You can get that. I don't know what I was saying. But yeah, but the problem is that this game, like, doesn't do enough to, like, explore that concept too much. And it's sort of like Kingdom Hearts, where you're better off just fighting everything you see.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was quick. Shit. God damn, is this gorgeous. I don't care if it's just like a linear skybox. It's pretty. And, like, for a game that's super linear, that tries to have these, like, branching paths for you to explore, they barely make you, like, they barely reward you for it. That was a weird glitch.
We fight it. Ragnarok.
Why couldn't we have this conversation back there, Snow?
Reason we're the sea. To stop it. To keep Cocoon safe. Yeah, why don't you give us one reason to believe that? One reason, Sarah.
This is the same conversation they just had.
Cocoon. And then she turned to crystal. That's the proof right there. She completed her focus. That means ours is to save Cocoon. Sarah's foul seed was the same as ours. Our focus has got to be the same. We were chosen to be guardians. To defeat Ragnarok.
The hell is Ragnarok?
Hell it does. You're grasping at straws, son. Post foul seed are Cocoon's enemies. We just got recruited by one of them.
You mind away glitchbox now.
If I were a Batman,
Which are you? We don't know much about you.
so Sarah's an enemy too? Well, I don't buy it.
Sarah's an enemy too? I don't buy it. What the fuck? I love it. I love the, like, dumb anime shit. Snow dab.
Put your hands behind your heads.
You know, being able to see is kind of cool if you get all of these superpowers.
Maybe.
Talk it back to me.
Nice gun.
Lightning is so cool. I love lightning. This is why 13 needed to be an action RPG, to pull shit off like that. See, it's 2 hours, like 2.5 hours in, and now they're explaining how to actually play the game. Like, this game started on the worst foot possible. The way I tend to play this game is I have my AI teammates. So the thing in here is this. I think I played the tutorial before I started streaming. Each monster has a stagger bar. So Ravenger's magic attacks tend to they do damage, but they do damage, but they mainly focus on staggering the opponent. Whereas Commandos, which is what I have Lightning set as, is meant to just sort of like deal the damage and keep the Ravenger gauge up. Because Ravenger attacks, like most Ravenger attacks, increase by a lot, but also decrease in battle very fast. Whereas, oh, he's got his little chocobo. Whereas commando attacks don't increase it a lot, but make it very small to go. So that's why I like having Lightning's Blitz, where she does the spin and can attack multiple people at once, which keeps the Ravenger, like the damage from the Ravenger going. It's a much deeper fighting system than people give it credit for. But also, let's try 2 Ravengers. Alright, 2 Commandos. So now it's just sort of damage dealing. Also, the battle music has to be one of my favorite battle themes in Final Fantasy. Like, screw what people say. It is beautiful. It is high energy. It pumps you up. It really makes every fight feel important. I just kind of like... This is also like really not a good way to get into Final Fantasy if you're trying Final Fantasy for the first time, which is what I learned since this was my first. Because it doesn't even have a lot of the Final Fantasy staples. Like, even the thing's gone. It's got another one and is a beautiful composition, but like, it tries to, like, it really tries hard to not want to be a Final Fantasy game, if that makes sense. Oh, I didn't realize how close to death I was. Let's have you be a medic for now. That's the thing. You can do this on the fly. And Sentinel is usually like the more tank class. He increases his own defenses and gets everybody to attack him. Whereas, and I like having a medic so that he can keeps getting his health increased. That was a bad fight. I need to start getting better at that. This is also what I was expecting the Frozen level in Kingdom Hearts 3 to look like, rather than like just going up the mountain. I thought we would get like something like this. Just gotta let them stagger it. Like that's the main strategy right now. Let them stagger while you focus on dealing damage. It's sort of how you get, like, it's how you should get used to the game mechanic. Favorite world from Kingdom Hearts 3? Ooh. Keyblade Graveyard, because the whole ending was perfect, but just straight Disney World. Unpopular opinion, I would have to say Tangled. I love the movie Tangled. It was exactly like the way it told its story was like the same when like Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 retold the movie. It had like that sort of air to it. I thought it worked out well for the most part. The Disney worlds to me all around in Kingdom Hearts 3 were a bit disappointing. As a whole. But like as a Kingdom Hearts fan, the ending was exactly kind of what I wanted. I don't have enough guild. How much guild? Okay. I didn't like Toy Story. I was hoping the Toy Story world was going to be more Toy Story-y, if that makes sense, because it was very Kingdom Hearts-y, which makes sense. It's a Kingdom Hearts game, but like it's not what I expected. Villiers. Lightning Farron. God, I love Zaz. Probably should have put Zaz in the party. Yeah, as great as it was that they got the rights to You Got a Friend in Me, it did get old. But I like the battle theme. The battle themes sound like an action scene from Toy Story. Like, the music is still on point, if not a bit repetitive. That guy would come back to do the harmonica for Final Fantasy 15. The further I get into this, the more I'm starting to remember why people hated this game so much. But like the battle system is great. It's everything in between the battle system. She is what everybody here fighting right now is like the main cast. And it does something I find very interesting compared to other Final Fantasy games, which I honestly think I'll take your guys' opinion on this. Would you want this sort of like review stream of Final Fantasy 13 to be a regular thing? Where like I might not necessarily make a video on Final Fantasy 13. I might like do stream highlights of me reviewing the game and call it the review. Is this something you guys would want to see, me playing a game sort of blind and reviewing it as I'm going on, in lieu of some games getting a full review. Because, like, I feel like, personally, I don't have enough to talk about Final Fantasy XIII as a game on its own for a video and make it entertaining. But I feel like as I'm streaming it, I would have, like, that is, like, that's how I feel more comfortable presenting this game. So would you want me to, like, sort of play through all of this game like that in lieu of a video? Or would you rather just, like, me do one-off streams of different games? Come August, I should be able to have a more stable streaming schedule because I'm moving in about a month. And come August, I'll have everything set up and I'd be able to do it. So when I get back to streaming, in addition to the, like, post-review live streams I used to do, would you want to see this sort of thing? Either way is fine. I think it could work out pretty good. Gives you a chance to discuss highlights while playing it. Yeah. But, like, stuff like Team Sonic Racing, which I was working on the video for a while before doing this, I have a lot more to say. So let's give that to Vanille, the Magician's Mark. You get the silver. No, I think that should go to Snow, because you're my tank. Also, I noticed this glitch you can do, and it's just fun to do it. Like, all you need to do is keep cycling through, and they just keep overlaying each other. Now I'm a monster. All right, let's move on. Yeah, it'd be really cool if I actually, like, played that. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 let you do that. That's what most games, modern games, are letting you do now. All the cool stuff that is, like, this game is a lot of jank and moving forward. Shop. Unicorn Mart have anything good? No, nothing I need. Does BW Outfitters have anything fun? Nope. Let's just keep going. I was trying to see if there were any mods for this game, because I would love to see, like, the kind of mods people would come up with, but I couldn't find any. The only thing I could find was, like, a monitor patch somebody had to make the game work on, like, a widescreen monitor. Everything except the FMVs, I think. See, that's the thing. I'm not sure. like, because, like, every game has their own modding community. And like I said, this game has none. But, like, Final Fantasy VII has, like, full-on graphical mods to make it look like... I want... I love Lightning. She's such a badass. But, like, it redoes the game, so, like, I found a mod that makes all the characters look like the character art. And that's cool, but fundamentally the game is the same and it doesn't do anything to their actual, like, abilities. So I'm not sure what the modding... Like, I think most of the Final Fantasy mobs I've seen have been to increasing the, like, frame rate, the texture detail and the quality, and, like, for the older games, the... like, making the pre-rendered backdrops look better with the, like, AI enhancing technology. But, like, I've seen, like, nothing for, like, this. I've seen a lot for Final Fantasy 15, though. And that has become, like, I think I saw Waluigi in Final Fantasy 15. It was cool. I think that was it. It might have been Breath of the Wild. I need to check now. Final Fantasy 15 Waluigi. Yep. Someone did it. It's just straight up Waluigi in Final Fantasy 15. It's a whole squad of Waluigis. And this mod was... The video was made by Blitz Mighty and Seven. And I can't see who made the mod. Oh, the JoJo Network created the mod. Alright, so the enemy stands before you, has vast reserves of HP. The tutorial explains how to employ... Alright. So this is more of what I was saying. Like, you want to keep like, you want to keep everything watched. Like, you want to watch everything. So, like, this one you want to have, like, them as Ravengers. So that you can... They can, like, increase this, make it stagger while you focus on attacking. And why not? Let's get them into this. So that way you can, I'm dead already. Huh. Something I do like from this game that took a while to, like, get into a lot of other games is if the cutscene goes directly into a boss fight, then when you press continue, it'll take you to the, what's it called? The start menu. This game just feels like it should be an ARPG, but it's not.
I can't stop now.
I should do... 1, I should have had her be a medic. 2, I should do the Crystarium and level people's stats up. Perfect. What? Ah, shit. I could have used that. Oh, well. Let's give Snow some stuff. I need you to ravenge real good, but you're already fully leveled up as a Ravenger, so I need you to Sentinel good. Produce. Yep. Is that it? Man, early game's so weird. Are you fully leveled up, Snow? Is that just it now? Yep. Alright, Vanille. Are there any exploits? Honestly, not really, because this game is so linear. It's not like there's anything here that'll let you, like, break anything. I should have given you Flame Strike. Damn it. I'm really bad at this. Alright. So, Synergists. Or let's level you up as a medic. Never mind. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Alright. Let's try this one more time. So actually, let me make sure that I have it. Paradigms, customized. So I want, yeah, Commando, Sentinel, Medic, and I also want Ravenger, Sentinel, Medic. Let's fucking do this! Oh my god, I don't need this tutorial. And that's why it's good to have that there. But let's try this. So now that we've survived that attack. Staggered, perfect. And then I'm gonna go back to Sentinel's Commando Ravenger, so that way it can be good. But see, like, this is what I mean when I like say this. Like, it really makes you need to strategize on how to approach the fights and how to attack. And you can also like try to see what its vulnerabilities are, which will make it stagger even more. Which I almost have on the run right now. Okay, perfect. And so the thing I hate is that you can only control one person. You can only control one person per fight, which sucks. Because I think it would have been awesome if they would let you, like, if Lightning dies because she's my leader, I lose. Even if they have full health. So, like, that is one part of this battle system I don't like. Because there's no reason for it to be like that. What's a Final Fantasy game you'd recommend for a newcomer? I would recommend, if you want traditional, I think I said it earlier in the stream, if you want a traditional turn-based game, I'd recommend Final Fantasy VII. if you want a more modern game and prefer like action RPGs, I would say 15. This is not a game I would recommend to anyone really being like trying to get into Final Fantasy, because it's so weird. You would only want to play this for the story, which is so intriguing. Like this, like people forget this game was supposed to be. This game was supposed to launch this giant sub-series of Final Fantasy. It was supposed to have like a super connected world with all of this, which is why everything about it is so dense. But they didn't do it because this game did not sell well. Rather than creating like a giant world to like keep you going and keep you interested, you instead get 3 games that, from what I understand, are all sort of different. Like they all like don't really focus on the exact same stuff. Like I played a little bit of the 3rd game in this series, and it's like a Majora's Mask RPG where you go around trying to save people and like rapture them. Whereas this is like everything seems so like everything is so different with, but like it was supposed to, like you can tell that they just had this idea, had this concept, and then like dropped it because this did not sell nearly as well as they thought.
Save it for next time, kiddo.
It was also critically panned on the, like I remember hearing a lot of bad things about it on the 360. Like all of the video and art that they were putting like the Xbox logo and trailer all over, and all the screenshots were actually from the PS3 version. And I remember it was like a controversy at the time that the X, triangle, square, and circle button pictures were on the menus on the Xbox store. So it was like, that's how unoptimized it was for the 360, because from what I understand, it was kind of late, and it was 3 discs because it was all DVDs rather than 1 Blu-ray. So are each game's story as confusing as Kingdom Hearts? The confusing story is what Kingdom Hearts took from Final Fantasy, but different ones are like have different like each one's its own world. Like each numbered Final Fantasy is different and is a whole new story. Might as like if they didn't want it to, like if you just took this game and gave it like a different title that was unrelated to Final Fantasy, it would still have just as much to do with the other Final Fantasy games. But depending on the game, they're not all super confusing. A lot of them are shrouded in metaphor. This game, like 10 especially, but it's also like cheesy. 7 is super easy to follow, which is, I think, why it got like such mainstream appeal. But like you have this game and all its like dense lore of like how many of you watching this right now are fully understanding what the fuck people are saying when they say Pulse Fal'Cie, Cocoon Fal'Cie, Lassie, that kind, like Paradigm, like that kind of stuff where it's like, it's dense. It is very, damn it, it's very dense. Like, I wouldn't say they're confusing, they're just dense, and you need to like actually be invested in trying to figure out what it is that's going on, because like the game just throws you into it. Like it just assumes you know everything already. And like Final Fantasy 15 starts with like a museum trip that you go through to say like how much of this world do you want to know? So it's like you can choose to be confused by everything going on in the game, or just get into it and have fun. Wow. Ruin is also a non-damaging magic spell. It's a damaging non-elemental magic spell that I tend to not use for lightning because I have her focus more on attack rather than magic most of the time. But I guess I should balance those out. She's supposed to be like this well-rounded character. Woo! That's exploration. Also, fun fact, do you know why Final Fantasy XIII was ported to PC? It was ported to PC so that they could make a mobile version of Final Fantasy XIII. Rather than trying to put it on the phone, they were just going to put it on PC. Like, put it on PC. Oh, I want to go down there. They were going to put it on PC and then do game streaming to put it on the phone. But they dropped the streaming portion of it because they couldn't get it working too well. So we just got a PC port of Final Fantasy XIII. Hello, Rebel Baby Killer. Welcome to the stream. To be honest, I love Final Fantasy XIII series, even though it's corny as fuck at times. And that is the understatement of the century. I love it. Like, I'm starting to slowly remember what I loved about it, because I haven't played it since 2009. Like, when it first came out. But this game is dumb, and it's sort of like the perfect JRPG for someone who like has a full-time 9-to-5, because it's not like, oh, it's Final Fantasy 15 where there's a lot to do and it's so open and you could literally play that game for 4 hours just doing a side quest before the main quest, but you're also not getting the pretty rad story they're getting. Because I've yet to play a Final Fantasy game that I haven't enjoyed the story. They're all corny as hell, but I love it. And this is just a literal hallway, which sucks. Yeah, there's no way around that. Like, this game could have been much more, but they focused on the story. They focused on the making it as pretty as hell. But like, there isn't a lot of substance to it when it comes to the gameplay. And the battle system's amazing, but if you're not invested in the story, you're not gonna care. Like, for these moments, you could walk past this and it would never matter, but this exchange is so interesting. Also, I got a new thing for Zaz, so let's give Zaz his new thing. And another thing I like is that doesn't matter who is fighting, everybody gets experience. Woo! Staggered a lot of them. I guess these things are really easy to stagger. And they're like weak as shit. I forget what all of these like scrap metal, like these scrap like animal parts, I like what they're used for. There's a lot I don't remember of this game.
Looks operational.
I remember that looking a lot better in 2009. Everyone's really weak, and I always forget that. The music is just godly. Need me some healing, Vanille. I need to make more of these paradigms. Customize. Commando, Ravenger. You're only a Ravenger. Fine then. Triple Ravenger. Then Ravenger. Medic Ravenger. Just to get everything out there. Anything yet? Nope. It's also funny that these are like essentially considered demons of the planet, yet they can just buy things normally. Ah, yeah. Boss fight with a tutorial. Techniques, Libra. Alpha Behemoth. Now we know things about it. It also has all of the instructions for the game in keyboard, but I'm playing with the controller. So you are weak against fire and water. What a very weird thing. If I recall, like, this game is like a good 20 to 25 hours. Or more. Because it's like 20 hours before the game stops throwing tutorials at you. About to stagger ya, about to stagger ya. Staggered ya. I also remember back then seeing an enemy that huge was sort of like, whoa, that thing is big. But nowadays it's just like, it's a common enemy. Even though it's like big and dumb, it's always good to have this mini-map open so that you know everywhere you go, like they're such linear paths that it's easy to know, oh, that little nook has a treasure chest. So it's like you have it open so that you always know where to look, you know? I should play this on my 4K TV, see how it looks there.
They get treated like pulse-tainted rats. crazy, I know. But the Sanctum Faustii did nothing to stop it. Up until now, Eden's always stepped in.
Let's just throw more terms at the audience.
Guess humans aren't worth the effort. Maybe they'll let us just kill each other off. The Sea are not human.
Listen, you, that's enough.
Vanille is delightful.
We're still alive. That's something.
Where is it? I don't know.
Staying off the area. They're trying to trap the stragglers. We gotta get moving before we're caught in the
Hey Eric, welcome to the stream. You've just missed plenty of Final Fantasy XIII bullshit. I'm thinking about I'm having enough fun with this that I think I might make this a normal stream game. I might just keep playing more of this so that way I have an excuse to keep forcing myself to play this game because I'm so intrigued by it. But I also don't, because this game is a mess, but it also has a lot of good things that almost nobody wants to put the time to try to find. They just hear Final Fantasy XIII as that bad one, and all this, and all Final Fantasy XIII does, it's all bad press. It's hard to find anything positive about it online. I'm gonna be that one positive voice. I hope. I don't know how this game ends. Oh, and I don't know how long the appeal of my nostalgia will keep this going. Because, something a lot of people complain about is the fact that this game is just, it's a hallway where you have to do some mandatory battles, which, yeah, but the battle system is really good. Lightning's their weakness. Shit. No, no, no. Damn it! I need to have Vanille focus on healing. I need her to be a healer more than I need her to be a Ravager. So yeah, let's get you healing. Did you happen to see that Spider-Man 4 was trending on Twitter for some reason? It's because they're doing they're making it a comic book series using the original idea, I guess is what I heard. Which, I'm sad it's not a movie, but at least I get to see what that story was supposed to be. That's sort of what I like. That's one complaint I hear most often, the linearity. How valid do you think the complaint is? That's the thing. I said it earlier in the stream, but the linearity, it's a problem for a game, for a Final Fantasy game. It is a major issue because it is just go to move forward into the hallway. Like, technically I could avoid this battle, but it's easier and more fun to fight everything in front of you, and that's sort of like what they're trying to make you do. I think the reason this game gets like such a bad rap is the fact that it is such a linear game, and it's this like pseudo turn-based ATB style game. Like, if this were more Kingdom Heartsy with this linear sort of level design, but rather than taking like into an instance level to do this battle, it's just like an ARPG, I think this would have gotten a lot, like, I think people would have enjoyed this a lot more. But like, I'm not doing anything fun. I'm just moving forward to the next battle. But look at this beautiful graphics engine that we made. That's the entire game. But that's not a bad thing for a game necessarily. It's just sort of bad for a Final Fantasy game to be like that. Because this game, I honestly feel like is fine. It's fun. It's beautiful. I love the battle system is very unique. I think it's also just the fact that it's mostly story, and like the cutscenes are so long, it wants you to keep watching rather than playing, and the fact that it literally starts with a like you have to go into the options menu to turn off auto battle, being the like first thing that you select when you start playing a battle, which sucks. Like, because the instant you start choosing your own abilities on how to handle this kind of fight, it's much better. And let's make her a medic. Putting aside my nostalgia, I would say like solid 6 or 7. Because like the gameplay is enough to keep me interested. The story is well enough to keep me interested. But the game itself is just this weird anomaly of being everything that was wrong with the 7th generation of games, while also being everything that I like about everything about those games. Like, this is the most like 7th gen game there is, I feel. This game encapsulates everything that was wrong and right with the 7th gen. It's super linear. It's very cutscene heavy. It's very linear, it's very cutscene heavy, and it sort of restricts you, it sort of restricts you on how it wants you to experience it by turning it into a railroad. But the gameplay is fun. The story is interesting. The engine is beautiful. It's all enough to make me want to keep going. But I also see why a lot of people are turned off by everything that I'm saying. Because if you don't care for like Final Fantasy, this is just another JRPG that gives you less control. Like, it's why I think this would have been better suited as a movie or like a series.
I wonder what it'd be like to become a crystal.
You gonna complete your focus?
Maybe. If I knew what it was.
But like I said, the game also starts you out with super it requires you to know so much. It requires you to know so much about the game, about the world, about everything, and it's so linear. And Eric, I don't think you heard this, but The game takes about 2.5 hours of this JRPG to actually become the RPG. It is just a bunch of button mashing to get through. So until, like, I know a lot of people that bought this, played an hour of it, and said, if this is the game, I don't want to play it. Not realizing that, like, another hour and you get the RPG that makes Final Fantasy so deep. But also, but it's still the linear game, so a lot of people even, like, get turned off by that they're just, it's just pointless battles going through, like, to the next story. Until 20 hours into the game, where you finally get this open world where you get quests, you start finding super bosses, you try to figure everything out. But that's 20 hours into the game, and the first time I played it, I couldn't beat it because I didn't do anything in that open world, because I was playing the game for so long that I was railroaded into the main game, like into just going like, all right, the map tells me to go to this location, which was like the final dungeon, and you can't go back to the open world until you beat the final dungeon. But I was under leveled. I couldn't do anything. And just give me 1 sec. I need to just plug my phone in because it's about to die. And Leo's back. The camera also feels very weird. I don't need to save yet. I should have saved. Damn. Come on, you two, do your thing. Ugh. I'm getting to that point where... Or not. Let's just keep this going. There we go. The game is also very easy because it is an RPG where, like, when people say, like, there is very little challenge to this game, they mean it. Like, you don't need to worry about keeping your party healthy. That's, like, a central focus of JRPGs, and, like, I just want to, like, see what I can do over here, but there's an invisible wall. Like, it's that kind of restrictive nature that turn a lot of people off to it, and I get it. And, like, the fact that the gameplay is... Hi, Zoe. Love you, too. The gameplay is also, like... it's just a lot of automation, which is something a lot of, like, everybody hates. Because it's sometimes easier just, like, even now with the deeper mechanics from earlier in the game, I'm still doing the same sort of stuff of just mashing A. Let's also get Vanille into doing that. Oh, Vanille's dead. There we go. That's all good. Oh, lame. Like, that's the extent of exploration in here. Do you want to go the left path or the right path? It does not matter. Boop, boop. Like, this might as well be pre-rendered backgrounds, you know? Ah, damn it, I alerted them. At least these guys are, like, easy to kill. That big thing is gonna be more annoying. What do you have? Let's Libra you. Oh, shit. So, okay. So this thing is, like, does not give a shit about... See, like, you get into a groove with this game. It's a bit hard to... Damn it! Vanille! Now heal us! We need it! And shit, her magic is weak too. So it's literally, this thing is exactly what I'm bad against right now. Because I'm building lightning to be... I need to rebuild lightning to be more... to include more magic attacks. Because she is way too physical. Because I was screwing up. Like, the linearity does also apply to the character progressions. Because, like, lightning would have been... My lightning was useless in that fight because of her whole... Because of her, like, it was useless because of her, the way that I have her equipment set up right now. So, she has... I need her to be... Yeah, okay, but that's not... Never mind. This thing is... It's not as good as I was thinking. So yeah, let's go. Also, if there's anything you want to figure out more of with the game's story, let me know and I'll open up the, like, codec menu thing. God damn it.
I can't stop now.
So now to just try that again in a way that won't suck. Guess I should Libra you. Please don't be dead. Please don't be dead. Please don't be... Thank God, Vanille. See, even the auto battle isn't good to rely on because it's not that good to rely on because it was trying to like get me to use magic, it's like strength attacks when it literally has the, like it has the stuff. I've always wanted to ask, but what was the inspiration for your channel name for both PB&J and Maniac? So when I started this channel, well, the Maniac moniker came first because it just sort of like, I don't know, you're in like 6th or 7th grade, you start playing, like, you make like a gamer tag for Xbox Live. I did not have an Xbox at the time, so the first, like, everybody has like that decision, what do you name yourself online? Excuse me, what do you name yourself online? And I don't know, Maniac just went well with my name Leo, so I just went with it. But it wasn't for Xbox, it was for Worms Online, like, it was Worms 2 for the PSP, and my friend and I both, me and Dayon both had it, and we both wanted to play online together, so I just came up with the quick name because it was fun. And PB&J, of course, there's the, like, there's that little dumb thing, but, like, it was, like, the fact that it was Peanut Butter J Studios is something that we both hated, but we still wanted the PB&J thing, which is why we sort of, like, whenever we said it was, like, PB&J, that was it. I made it with Dayon. He's Pakistani, which is the P. I'm Brazilian, which is the B. And the J was the fact that we were literally eating, like, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches while coming up with the name, so we went with the jelly part of it, just as jelly. And that was it. It's a lot lamer than you would think. But, like, the point, like, the reason, like, I went with it was because PB&J was supposed to be, like, both of our creative outlets, but I'm more of the creative side than Dayon is. Dayon is a lot more technical, so that's why, like, after a while, he also left the, like, he just said, like, hey, you can take my name off of it, I don't do anything for it. I still consider him, like, a valuable friend and a member of the team, but I, like, the main point of PB&J was to sort of, like, become this place for, like, I was gonna let my friends also post stuff on there before I became sort of the only one to post on there. Like, I'm the one that made everything for everything, and then, like, a few years ago I let Jake come in, or Stellar Virgo as most people know him now, and he said, I wanted to do Let's Plays, so I just said, I'm not posting much, I'm in college, do Let's Plays on my channel, which is what I let him, which is why I just like, do, like, for a while there was a bunch of Let's Plays, and that's why the channel was a Let's Play channel for a while. But yeah, it's not really any big fun story. I feel like everybody expects, like an intricate, detailed backstory, but nah, it's just he's Pakistani and I'm Brazilian, and that's the P and the B. Which sucks that I couldn't get PB&J as a channel name back then because of the way YouTube handled their channel naming policies, or how they did it. So now I'm stuck. I had Peanut Butter J. I've always thought about, like, when I started the rebrand, what if I just made a new channel over rather than, like, renaming and rebranding? Because I just see, like, I half think that there might be, like, something blocking this channel, or I'm very bad at, like, search engine optimization. I think it's the latter, but I do have a lot of stuff in the past that I'm not proud of. And it's very offensive. And part of me thinks that, like, having those videos associated with this channel even back then has put, like, a mark on it. I'm not sure. I've been wanting to address it for a while, and I think I will later. I'll get into more details with that later. Because it's been something that's been bothering me for a while. Was that it? Was that really just like you can either go straight through and then avoid these battles, or just go through this hallway and fight a bunch of stuff? Ooh, this guy looks scary. Ooh, shit. So let's kill her. Now let's get Hugh. Ooh, you are a tough cookie. No, I don't want Ruin, I want... Let's get Vanille to medic real quick. Damn, you are a tough cookie to bring down. Now let... Oh my god. Still nothing. I should Libra you. There's no reason not to. Oh, wow. So anything lightning's doing to it is useless. Perfect. Yeah, no, this... It was literally, you can either do all of those battles or just skip it. That was easy. I should do the Crystarium. That's the thing. Excuse me. Let's play this cutscene again. Even though I killed everything already. I tend not to use the Crystarium because the gameplay is so straightforward, as you've been seeing, until I hit a point of a boss where I'm just like, I can't do it, I need to level up. And then I usually level up and then beat them. But let's... So what does Power Chain do? Bolster attack or ruin at head of attack queue when target's chain gauge is empty. Perfect. So more magic, more... So I think we have Lightning as a fully leveled up Ravager now. Or Commando now. Let's level up her Ravager. Now she knows water. And now we almost got her leveled up. Let's do Vanille. I'm pretty sure, did we level up Vanille fully? No, we did not. Be a better Ravager, girl. There you go. Now let's make you an even better medic. Alright, close enough. You are done, right? No, you're not. Flame Strike, perfect. Because you're more of a physical attacker, if I recall. Now you know more magic. And hope. The person I always avoid bringing on my thing, even though he is very useful. You're mostly a synergist. I just don't tend to play RPGs the way that you have to use Hope's abilities to the best. Ooh, I could have gone through. Oh well. See, that's the thing. It gives you the ability to like get on the like get the drop on them, but what's like you get the preemptive strike, which makes the game more, which makes the fight easier, but also not that much easier. Or sometimes, like you want the challenge, so you just run into every enemy that you can. All right, you're good. Tracker. Okay, so I have everything for you guys. Let's kill this last ranger, so that way we don't have anything, and let's get Vanille as a medic. Thank you for the heal. Yeah, so nothing's good against you. So you're just an annoying beat stick. So now that everything's a bit easier, let's all go. Don't heal yourself like a dick. There we go. I really have not been using any her as a Ravenger at all. Oh, but I wanted to fight the thingy. God, this music is delightfully beautiful. This is an easy enough fight. Yeah, simple. I'm starting to see why people... That's the thing, I'm going back and forth so fast, because, like, I see everybody's problems with the game. Because, like, this is dragging on. This is starting to drag on a bit. I wonder if this game didn't have like, was just the combat and was just cutscenes getting you from, like, A to B. I wonder if this game would have done better. But also it'd be like this game, just because, like, cutscenes aren't 1 hour, like, straight, like in Metal Gear Solid 4, this is very, like, similar to the way Metal Gear Solid 4 handled its transition to the next gen.
Stay close. I want to look around.
You're right, Mimaruni. She is just delightful. She was actually one of the most hated characters in this game when it came out. Shit, that was hard. Alright, I need to keep an eye on the health so I know to switch, because this thing is a heavy hitter. Or I might be able to just take him out right now, because this is a lot easier than the game was setting up to be. Did that thing have a mouth on its butt? That thing's butt is a mouth. I wonder if this counts as a new battle. Like, will I still have health, or... Yeah, it's a new battle. Okay. Let's use Libra. Arrow's its weakness, so I just need them to keep casting Arrow. They're probably the reason why Toy Story 3 has a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh no, this is bad. Thank you, Vanille. Perfect medic. Now we just do an all-out attack. This game, you know what it's a lot like? The battle system of this game is very similar to how Octopath Traveler handles its battle. Like, you need to figure out the best way to stagger it, but since it's not turn-based, instead of making it the number of hits, it's like find the right spells to stagger it. But it's also a lot easier to figure out what you need to stagger it in this game rather than Octopath. So like, the idea is there, the execution is not. I bet that owl will be important later.
This'll make things easier.
Yeah, knowing our luck, it's probably missing an engine.
You shouldn't be so negative.
You're such a delight! This is a very Tetsuya Nomura designed game. Like, I love... Like, Tetsuya Nomura understands what I like in character design. Like, it feels like he's drawing directly to me. Who will be more important later? Good job, Snow. I understand FMVs. FMVs make sense. Why do FMVs made to look like they're in engine? That I don't understand. Huh.
You gonna lend me a hand or what?
Oh, please give me the ability to level up Snow. I haven't had the chance to do that.
Let me help.
That's murder. Ah, shit. A good thing you're just strong. Yeah, punching things. I also don't have a way to... I don't have a way to heal. So I hope this is a battle I'm supposed to lose. If they're gonna keep spawning these guys. Let me just do that in case. I wasn't supposed to lose that. Maybe I was.
What's he doing? Watch yourself. Stay alert.
Alright. I have no memory of this. It has been 10 years since I've played this game, and... Oh, right, they're a bike, aren't they? The Sheva sisters. Are there any RPG tropes that are Are there any RPG tropes that aren't in this game that make it more fun or worse? What am I supposed to do here? Ooh, okay. Defensive rolls are best against the Sheva sisters, so let's go Sentinel. And let's Libra. Let's auto cover. Or I'm just gonna guard. Okay. Am I doing it right? I don't think so. Definitely not doing it right. Okay, so she's healing me. I just need to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Honestly, I think what this needs is to be a more action RPG. I think that's the thing that this needs. Because it's hindered by like how linear it is, and I think you can get away with linearity if you can get away with linearity if you are an ARPG, but not necessarily if you are a turn-based RPG like this.
I'm the one you want. Come on then.
That works well. I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not sure. I just know I'm about to die. Oh, did I do it? Oh yeah, everybody's summons are like things you can ride, which is a weird thing to say about sisters. But no, he's like they're like motorcycle. They're a motorcycle. All right.
Twin sisters. I gotta hand it to you for taking him down. But don't gloat just yet. Might come a time you wish you let him end it. And made things easy.
I remember loving her. I remember her being an amazing character.
Here's a let's see. Take him. You want to keep breathing? Shut up and come quiet.
Just like that.
Bring her this way. Careful now. Come on. Sarah. Sarah! Shut it.
Stand down.
I don't think we see him for hours.
Why are you helping them?
If I were you, I'd worry about myself.
I remember when I think she was the best looking thing that the modern consoles could do at that point. The way Final Fantasy balances the sci-fi and the fantasy aspects of itself is really, I've always found it fascinating. I've had this talk with Red Shojin before, but this is sort of the approach that I want to see, like, Zelda take. Like, rather than just being another story that's another legend, that's another temple, I want to see like a sci-fi Zelda game with like a sci-fi Zelda game with fantasy elements. That'll never happen, but wouldn't it be cool if it did, though? So pretty if it weren't an FMV. Like, you see this stuff and you understand, like, they had something here. Like, put this story into a less linear game, and I think everybody would have loved it and fallen for it. I love this man. He's... Oh good, we all survived those 12 hours of lawlessness. They all survived the purge. You know, this is kind of what I imagine, like, the president of the purge in the Purge movies must be like. So cute.
I mean, what do they teach kids these days? He's Gallant Daisley, the Sanctum Primarch.
Murderer in Chief.
Murderer in Chief.
According to our Insta,
They have Instagram. Instapolls.
handling of the purge. 70% of respondents said they would also support additional purges were the need to arise.
Let's purge everybody. That'll fix it.
Let's go. That's the thing. It was all FMV. They went from detailed CG FMV to FMV that looks like it's done in engine to another beautiful CGI FMV. God, I love her. Run away. Stay safe, little chocobo. Thank God you're wearing plot armor.
I like this fallacy.
See, like, there's no reason that should have been a cutscene. That easily could have been gameplay. And you know what? I think I'm going to save it here. And I said I was going to go till 7, but I don't want to, like, get into the chapter just to... I'll do it on the next save point. I think I'll stop it. Because I think I want to turn this into, like, a sort of regular thing. Because I'm really enjoying going further into Final Fantasy XIII. I might look at how these streams perform before deciding on that. But it's something I would like to do because it's a very interesting game that I don't want to spend the time to make a video for, but I am enjoying just this. I'm enjoying Final Fantasy XIII, and because like it's a weird thing in the Final Fantasy series. Yeah, am I supposed to be this strong, or are these guys just really weak? That was easy.
Beat. What? No break?
They're tracking us.
I know that. I know that, but we aren't soldiers. We don't have your kind of stamina.
You got enough to complain.
What a bomb-ass bitch. I love her.
Forget it. I think, I'd stick with her if I were you.
Come on, let's get going.
Get going where, exactly? The whole cocoon's against us. No matter how far we run, there's no escape. That C clock, it's still a ticket.
There's still time. You give up too easy, old man.
She is every single anime girl, and she's wonderful.
Kid like you, not understand.
Yeah, I'm a kid. I don't understand.
Well, I guess we can be fugitives together. Oh. Ready?
Ready.
Every anime girl. Alright, so let's find a save point, and then that'll be... that's me calling it a day. But also, let's level these guys up. Crystarium. Let's also make sure... so, Synergist. Alright, so now I have that unlocked for you, and Vanille, you got something new too. You got Saboteur. So I got the main two things for you. But I also want to upgrade you with this. And that's pretty good for you right now. Let's find a safe point and end this thing for now. But yeah, so I want to hear from you guys. Would you want to see more Final Fantasy 13, or would you rather me try to do like would you rather me do more, like, if I do one-offs? Okay, I guess I'm not going there.
But at least it's not the end of the line.
What? If they made me do that just to play as them for so little... Oh, it's another... I should have ended it off, right? I should have ended it off over there. Oh, well. I said I was going till 7. So, okay, so we're back in this flashback. This is the beach episode you were wanting, Sean. Da, da, da. Say your prayers. So yeah, would you guys want me to continue this, or would you rather me do like a bunch of would some streams be one-offs where I play different, like, focus on different games rather than focusing on Final Fantasy 13? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 13 on my own. If not, I'm gonna play it for you guys. Because either way, I want to experience this game.
Sorry, Lieutenant. But I really don't think guard duty is a calling. So
So, more Final Fantasy 13? Okay. And then, yeah, I'll try to, like, incorporate this into the, like, stream, like, schedule. Because I want, like, I'm looking at my future and I'm trying to normalize a streaming schedule along with a video release schedule. I just know I can't do that for a while. So, I think I might do, like, if I haven't streamed in a while and I want to stream, I'm going to play Final Fantasy 13 until we finish it. And I'm also going to do the post-review live streams I used to tend to do whenever I would release a video game review. So I think that's more sort of in the direction I want to go, rather than just saying, what do I play today on stream? I don't have a video out.
You're past due for a promotion, Farron. Thinking your sister and your future. And, keep your nose out of trouble.
Out of Psycho business.
Yeah. Nothing good will come of it. Nothing but grief. Whoa, look at that one.
You can tell who the main character is. That's what I love about, like, JRPGs. There's, like, our characters are so over-designed. It's great compared to the rest of the world, which is just mundane. You'd see that everywhere else, like on the beach.
Catch up eventually.
Alright, Crystarium. Let's upgrade her, because slightly charged HP game, blah, blah, blah. Perfect. Alright. Now, as you do, you hope. I need you, because I'm going to be focusing on stuff. Alright. Synergist, medic. I need you to also be my healer. Alright, paradigms. I got perfect. And you know what? Ravager, medic. And Ravager, synergist. Awesome. Exactly what I want. Okay, so I'm going to end it off here for now. This is, actually, let me check the shop. Hold on. I just want to check the shop before I save and... Ooh, okay, perfect. Blaze Fire Saber is what I have. This is what everybody has already. I'll look into that next time. So yeah, I'm going to call it quits here for now. I'm going to save. I don't know when I'll stream next, but if you are new, please subscribe so you know whenever I do stream. And I want to thank you guys for watching. This has been a very fun, very chill stream. Thank you guys. I will see you guys next time.